Hey y'all, this is Brooke from the Eastgate branch of the Chattanooga Public Library. Since we're not getting to meet together for So What Kids, I thought I'd do a couple of videos to show you some of the things we've done in the past and some new ideas for you to follow along. The first thing you're going to do is go online to Dream a Little Bigger, dreamalittlebigger.com, and look for the Piggy pouch pattern. It's a free download and public domain, so you don't have to worry about downloading it and using it. Next, you're going to look for some felt or any other stiff fabric that you might have, and you're going to cut it out in the shape of a pig from that pattern. Next, you need to locate some thread and a needle, and then we're going to get started on the project. What you want to do is take your material. You might want to make a pattern out of cardboard, or you can just take the pattern from the regular paper that you've printed, and you want to cut out 2 copies of the pig so you can have a front and a back. The next thing you're going to want to do is take a pencil or a marker, or you can just freehand it and draw a slit right in the middle. You're going to then fold your pig, just the top part of the pig, not the bottom, and you're going to cut a slit, and that is going to be where your money goes in when you finish sewing it together. See, from the pig I already made that I've got a little slot here so that we can put our coins in. Next, we're going to take our needle, if I can pick it up here, and our thread. Now, if you have it, you're going to want to use thread that is a little closer to the color of the pig. Even just white would work. But I'm going to use some darker thread so that you can see while I'm sewing. So I'm going to pull that out and cut it. You're going to want to pull the thread out as long as your finger where you're holding it to your elbow. And then you're going to want to double it. So I'm going to take that amount and I'm going to double it. Then I'm going to take my needle and thread my needle with the thread. You may need a little help on this part. Then we'll get ready to learn how to do some stitches. If the end of your thread frays a little bit, so that it's split into more than one piece, you're going to take your scissors and cut it. Then we are going to take our needle and try to thread it. Once you get it threaded, you're going to tie a knot on the end. See if you can see that. You're going to just wrap it around and do a regular knot like you normally would. Then you're going to take the end after you've threaded it through and folded it, and you're going to make a knot on the end just like you normally would make a knot. And then you are ready to sew. There are 2 types of stitches that you can do to go around the edges of your pig. The first one is just a simple running stitch. You'll go into the fabric, and you'll see you'll be on the other side there. Then you will come up and pull it all the way through. Go down and pull it all the way through. And keep going like that all the way around your pig. You're going to need to keep your stitches fairly close together because if you don't, then your pig's money's going to fall out. Now, did you see how I got it tangled there? What I'm going to do is just sort of pull it back out so it's loose and pull it back through slowly so that we don't have a little knot there. Now, if you happen to do your stitches really big, then that's not going to hold the coins that you want to keep in your pig. And that would look like this. You would take it and go all the way over here, and that is too big of a stitch. See how it pulls? And it's also going to leave a big gap so that your money can fall out if you do a bunch of stitches like that. Now, the next kind of stitch that you may find easier, depending on how you like to do things, is called the whip stitch. In that case, you'll come up from the bottom just like you normally would, but instead of going back down, you're going to just go around the edge. See how it makes a little edge stitch that goes, this one goes that way, the other one goes toward the middle of the pig. So then you'll just go up and back underneath, go up again, and just continue all the way around the pig. Now, if you happen to make a mistake, what you want to do, is go ahead and cut the thread, and you can pull out whatever stitch that you don't like. So I'm going to try to get it so you can see it. I'll take that needle and pull the stitch out. And then you can just tie a little knot right there and start over. See what I'm doing? Making that little knot go through. Then you can tie it. Okay, so then you can just start over with the next stitch, and when you're finished you can clip the loose threads. When you get to your last few stitches on your pig, you want to make sure you leave enough thread to tie a knot, and which you can do the way that we just did with the messed up stitch. Or another way you can do it is you can sew over that same area multiple times, and that should secure your last stitch so it doesn't come out. And you'll want to do that several times so that the stitch is firm and the pig doesn't start pulling apart. When you're finished, your pig should look something like this. You can see the stitches all the way around, and then right here is where I did the back stitch so that my last stitch wouldn't come out. Of course, you can also do it the way where you whip the thread around, and then you have a happy pig that you can put your coins in to save or to spend. Let's see if my quarter fits in there. It sure does. There's my quarter, and there's your felt piggy pouch. Thanks for joining us.